How y'all doing out there? Um, Listen, hear me out. I know I be sounding like a broken record, all right? But dig, we living in a wicked world, devil's world, and I'm just tired of these funky ass, stinking ass savages. What's up, Dr. T? What up, though? I ain't got my glasses, so I'm trying to be all cool and shit. So forgive me if I didn't see your name, but salute to the both of y'all. You hear me? But I'm tired of these funky ass savages that's out here running amok, going crazy. Tired of every day I'm seeing a shooting. I'm seeing a young person, I'm talking about like teenagers, lose their life. And all this shit, all this crime, all this violence is stemmed from, I don't know, Dr. T, maybe you might know the answer to it. Poverty, environment, lack of a father figure. I don't know. I just wish that it would end. I'm just tired of seeing people killing each other for nothing, over fucking nothing. Like my nephew killed over nothing. You dig? I'm just tired of it. We gotta position ourselves, position our minds. Like I want to go live for a minute. I don't intend on, I'm gonna get back to my music. I just want to tap in to tell y'all I love y'all, and I don't want to see nothing or hear about nothing bad happening to y'all. You hear me? I want to. I don't. Life is so short. You hear me? Life is short as fuck. Life is short. And that's living a natural life. Life is so short. It just passed before your very eyes. But we gotta realize that, we living in an evil ass world with evil people. And it's up to us. It's up to us to decide on whether we're gonna fight back or not. I'm not telling nobody to be no vigilante. I'm not telling nobody to go for bad. I'm not telling you to do none of that shit, because that's some stupid, dumb shit. But what I'm telling you is, respond to their aggression. Fight back against evil aggression. Okay, I fucking love y'all. You hear me? Y'all lift my spirits when my spirits are low. So I want to thank y'all for just being there for me. Sometimes, I didn't know that this YouTube would go this far, as far as they let me go, because this channel was definitely being shadow banned. Sometimes I love to spread the word of being armed and righteous, right? Just being armed. And when I say righteous, I'm not saying don't think you better than the next man because you got more money, got more than what he got. I ain't talking about that type of righteousness. I'm talking about the type of righteousness where if you see a old lady trying to cross the street, you gonna help her. You gonna stop your car, you gonna get out and you gonna help her, cross. You know what I'm saying? You see a little girl, a pedophile preying on kids, you gonna keep an eye on that motherfucker. And if he snatch one, you gonna snatch his ass up and choke his ass up. I'm talking about that type of righteousness. I just want to say thank y'all. You know, sometimes I be thinking, you know, who the fuck do I go to in my time of need when I got shit heavy on my mind and going through some shit? You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody look at me. I'm not gonna say everybody, but some people look at me, you know, as the problem solver. And I don't mind them reaching out to me. I'm always happy to be there. And this is why I'm so appreciative of y'all to hear me out and listen to me. Cause sometimes I'll be like, damn, who do I have to talk to rant to get shit off my chest, you know? And y'all get me and y'all understand me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't. I really can't give two, you know what, two fucks about what, you know, somebody may think of me or their opinion. Life is too short. Remember that. That's the key to this live tonight. Life is too short. Don't let no savages make it even shorter. You dig? You got to be smart about this. You got to know how to move and get them toxic ass people. I don't care whether they're your family, if they toxic, if they detrimental to your mental health and to your happiness, to your joy. Don't let nobody, I don't care who it is, do not let nobody steal your joy. It's only one of you. Only one. Only one of you. There's no replacements once you're gone, man. Ain't no replace. Like my nephew, oh man, I miss him so fucking much. Man, I miss him so fucking much. I've never felt this way about a death, and I've had many, many deaths in my family, but not like the way he has hit me, man. I wouldn't wish this shit on my worst enemy. I want to say I wish it on the motherfucker that took him out, but some shit just can't be made sense of. You know what I'm saying? You just can't, no matter how many times you think about it and the different outcomes and scenarios, shit just don't make sense. Like a lot of this violence, people getting caught up in just stupid shit. And you will be amazed, shocked, and surprised how fast a situation can just spiral out of control and escalate. Nobody wants to back down. Everybody want to match each other's energy and just escalate until you got gunplay involved. I'm telling y'all, please, if you ever find yourself in a situation like this or whatever incident, I don't give a fuck how angry, piss you off. First of all, don't let nobody push your buttons. That's I believe that's what happened with my nephew that night. They pushed his buttons. They were told to leave. And when they refused to leave, if you got a gun on you, you know, you got to be cool about it, though. You got to assess the situation and not just jump into it. He did. He paid for that mistake with his life. Man, his birthday coming up, September the 5th. Whew, man, he wasn't even 32 a whole month. I just want to be an advocate, man, for We gotta have some type of conflict resolution, man. Everything, a gun ain't gonna. Gun is intended to save your life, hunt to get you food. It's an essential survival tool. And Lord knows, God knows we need this in this cold ass, wicked, evil ass world. God knows we need it. And that's why he blessed us with the intelligence and mindset to have a weapon like that. The unfortunate thing is that there's so many of them in the wrong hands. And because of that fact, they must be in our hands. They got to be in our hands now. I refuse to lay down and lay over and let that devil conquer me. I just can't do it. What up though, Brandon? I don't have it in me. My spirit, my God-fearing spirit would not allow that. I wouldn't be able to live with myself if a home invasion happened to me and I can't protect my family and I got to get beat up and tied up and watch my woman get raped, sexually violated. If I'm not seeing it, then I'm hearing it. Sticking dicks in her mouth, in her ass. I'm not sugarcoating a fucking thing tonight. This shit goes down in home invasions. I wouldn't be able to live with myself. I would not be able to live. I wouldn't want to live that's if you survive it. I could not do it. Yet you got people, and I'm not judging you if you one of those people out there and you watching me right now and you don't have a gun. I love you. But stop being a fool. Stop being a fool and get that tool. Get that tool. Get that Funky Town Sender tool. You have to realize that tool, because that's what a gun is. It's merely a tool, a survival tool, a weapon. That's what's going to give you that fighting chance. Is it guaranteed to save your life? No, ain't nothing guaranteed in life. Nothing. But is it guaranteed to give you a fighting chance and you take some of them funky motherfuckers out with you? Or you know, they don't like guns. Criminals don't like guns in the hands of righteous people, in the hands of law-abiding people. They hate guns. They want to be the only ones with them. Look at it from their perspective. You think they're going to go to a house that they know that's armed up and know that they savage ready? Or they're going to go to the house next door where they cringy, they don't like guns, they don't have any guns there. They're relying on their cell phone to call 911. But what if these savages are clever? What if they got cell phone jammers that jams the signal, Wi-Fi jammers for your cameras? Stop thinking because you got an alarm system, you don't need a gun. That alarm system is awesome, but that's exactly what it's going to do. Alarm you. But what you going to do after the fact? Once they gain entry. Man, I know so many people, well, not personally, but so many people have messaged me. Some of them I'm going to respect keeping the conversation between us, you know. So I'm not gonna tell their story because they told me not to, but others did. Like the woman that reached out to me, she was a victim of a home invasion, y'all. And I don't think she had a gun, or I mean, it's been a minute ago, like a couple of years ago. She may have had one and couldn't get to it in time. This is why I know I'm about to sound crazy, y'all. But in your home, you should have a gun nearby that you can grab. Me personally, I have my shit holstered to me. So if the police come, I ain't got to worry about being in low ready and that, and they can't shoot me because my shit is holstered. And if they do, my family gonna be millionaires from suing their asses. All right, I say have your shit, have your gun, have your gun holstered to you. That's what I recommend. And I get it, you may have gas, and everybody don't, might not feel comfortable, but shit, they in your house. You dig? And then, just put it up until they leave. You feel me? But you damn near, you can't get caught like she did. All I know is she told me she heard a noise. She went down to her basement, and a savage had kicked in one of her basement windows, and the motherfucker was half raised. He was squeezing himself through the window. Of course, she in shock. She in panic. She's screaming. She's running upstairs to either try to get to her gun or get to her phone. By that time, she made it to where she was trying to go. The other savage had got in and unlocked the side door and let the other savages come in. And I'm not trying to be graphic. I don't get no thrills out of this shit. But what they did to her, I'm just happy that she survived the ordeal. But what they did to her, and I don't even know if they caught them motherfuckers. I don't even know if they caught them. I hope they did. I hope they catch a fucking bullet. You got to realize it's a spiritual warfare that's being fought. You got the righteous versus evil, right? And it's a lot of evil people with evil intentions that's out there that don't have a problem targeting you, don't have a problem trying to take your life, I hear you do something different. I agree with you. I can't put my finger on it. I can't explain or never will. It ain't my business and my job to try to explain to you why it's evil people out there. It's just that's just the way the world is. And they ain't going nowhere. It's never going to end. This shit ain't never gonna end. So we have to fight back. We have to be armed, not with no bat, not with no knife, not with tear gas, not with no mace, taser, none of that. I'm not downing any of that. They can be effective, but it's not going to be effective against multiple armed, heavily armed intruders running up in your house. None of that shit is going to be effective. However, if you have one of these motherfuckers right here, and it ain't got to be that, something, a bop gun, anything, you giving yourself a fighting chance. Because you can repel that motherfucking them motherfuckers are high, hopped up on drugs. They high, horny. They think about this. This is somebody that probably been masturbating, thinking about running up in your crib, running up in your house. They play a movie in their head. They fantasize about that shit first. So all this shit just don't be random. They don't fantasize it, played it out in their head, and then to know that they getting ready to do it and for real, the real deal, Holyfield, they getting ready to breach your fucking door after they don't thought about this shit and fantasized and jacked off on this shit, and now they living out their fucking fantasy. You think that dicks is not going to be hard once when they breach your door or your window? They acting out a fantasy. I remember the story of Holly Bobo. How many of y'all heard about that story? I think it happened in Tennessee. She was just 20 years old. That's like a kid to me, my age. That's a kid. Nursing student, so she had a head on her shoulders. Her brother wasn't shit, though. I'm going to tell you why he wasn't shit. You had these fucking savages came to the house. He heard a commotion. He see his sister. He think it's her ex-boyfriend or whatever. Anyway, the motherfucker was scared. He didn't even try to intervene. He later said that this dude, thinking about it now, didn't look like her ex. A neighbor heard a chilling scream, and she called the mama, which was at work. The mother called the house. The son, the brother, answers the phone and said, "Yeah, that's just Holly with her ex with whatever, Clint, whatever his name is." And she was like, "No, that's not Clint. That's go grab a gun and and shoot the guy. He's kidnapping your sister." This motherfucker, when he checks, he see the man leading her off in the woods. This happened somewhere in Tennessee. They found her body maybe like two to 3 weeks later. These motherfuckers kidnapped this girl. It was 3 to 4 men involved. They raped her, videotaped the rape, and then they strangled her to death, threw her in the back of a pickup truck, and was getting ready to take her underneath a bridge somewhere near a body of water. When they was taking her off the back of the pickup truck, they realized she was still alive, and that's when one of them, shot her in the back of the head. They gave that motherfucker life. I forget how much time the other two got, but you cannot let the devil or these savages, aka savages, get the drop on you. And I'm talking to if you female, I know Dr. T is in the building, and this is why I love and appreciate her, because Dr. T can I think she said, correct me if I'm wrong, one of her favorite guns is a shotgun. Nothing but respect. Nothing. I wish Holly Bobo had a shotgun or been armed, because even though that crazy motherfucking savage was bigger than her, guess what? He ain't bigger than no motherfucking gun. He's not bigger than a motherfucking projectile penetrating his heart, his upper body, center mass. This is why you women, I love you, but you definitely got to be armed, because when they come for you, you can have that almighty equalizer on you, and that will put his ass down. I don't give a fuck if he's 500 fucking pounds of muscle. You hit him in the right spot, hit him in the nuts, hit him in, center mass, hit him in the head, face, it don't fucking matter. He going fucking down. He's going down. I wouldn't recommend it being a 22, but a 22 long rifle was better than nothing. You dig? I recommend a 9 millimeter, a 380, something like that. But some of y'all are some troopers, man. Y'all can handle the big shit. Like I had a 10 mil Glock 20, 10 millimeter. I didn't like that motherfucker. I'm all over the place. It's like, T, just continue to train with it, man. You'll get used. Nah, I ain't even trying to get used to nothing like that. That's why I stepped away from the 40. I went from the 10 down to the 40, crossed over to the 40, and now I'm back at 9. And when I shot that dagger at the range a couple of weeks ago, I was able to stay on target. Matter of fact, I used the iron sights and aim, because I wasn't trying to really aim or whatever. I was just doing it for a functionality test to make sure my shit worked, which it did. No jams on that or the Marauder, Spooky Electric 2.0. But if Holly Bobo would have been armed and ready, that motherfucker couldn't even get close to her to even try to grab her. However he did, he probably pulled a gun on her. I don't know. And my advice for women that live by themselves, ever since that heartbreaking story of the teacher, I forget her name, forgive me. It broke my heart. Fucking dumbass criminals broke in the wrong apartment. They was trying to they thought they were breaking in a drug dealer's apartment because they was at a club. Let me give y'all the backstory. They was at a club. Some young girl was in there running her mouth saying, "Oh, my boyfriend, he's a big time drug dealer. He got $15,000 in his freezer right now." They overheard that shit. But the fucking gangbangers, the idiots, went to the wrong apartment. They broke in the wrong apartment. One of them climbed through the window. He let the rest of them in. I think he let like 2 more in through the patio sliding door. He unlocked it. They immediately went to that fucking kitchen and looked through the deep freezer. They didn't see no money. So then they started ransacking the kitchen, and then eventually they made their way up to her bedroom, where that poor woman was either watching TV and they shocked her by breaking in, or she probably was asleep and she woke up. Can you imagine the horror of you being awakened by intruders, armed intruders? That had to be a fucking nightmare. Fucking horror movie in real life. Unfortunate for her. They beat her down. They sat her down in a chair, tied her arms up, taped them up to the arms of the chair, and they just viciously pounded her until they broke her jaw in 2 different places. I read the autopsy report. Her jaw was broken in 2 different spots. Then she had stab marks on top of her head, and her face was slashed, and she had 2 black eyes, contusions all in her head and on her face from stuff being like just broken, facial bones. Then they even shot her in the shoulder. They was torturing this woman. Where's the money? She didn't even have no idea what the hell they were talking about. And then when the evil fucking savages realized that they had the wrong apartment, they put the gun to her head and pulled the trigger and unalived her, killed her. This is why I say, if you're a woman, you have your own place. Whether you have a man or not, that's irrelevant. I'm talking about you. Number one, if you got I don't care if it's an apartment, a house, it doesn't matter. A shack, it don't matter. A cabin, it don't matter. Make sure that those windows are secure and even reinforce them. Have an alarm system. If you can afford it, get you an alarm system. Make sure your doors are reinforced. Don't make it easy for them savages to get in your house, to get up in your house. Please don't make it easy for them. Make where they gotta make so much fucking noise that it's gonna tip you off and you get your shit. But one of them other key components that I cannot express this enough. In your bedroom, you better have a lock on your bedroom door. So if somebody able to get in while you sleep, they can't just come in your room. And I say just don't put a lock on it. Put a deadbolt lock on it. Reinforce your bedroom door. So if they kicking it in, that's damn sure unless you a heavy ass sleeper. But that should wake you up and you should have you a gun right laying next to you on that nightstand table. And as soon as them funky motherfuckers breach that door, you light they ass up. Because if you don't, that's your life. You're going to spend the last minutes and seconds of your life being raped, tortured, strangled to death, or either shot to death. You don't want to go out like that. Do it for the people that love you, that want to keep you here on this earth as long as they can. You want to be here as long as you can. You don't want to be a victim of circumstances, of the decisions that you made when you decided not to get armed. Somebody, somewhere, right now, is being victimized. This devil, he don't sleep, he don't rest. This is some 24/7 shit. 365 days, 24/7, 365 days. This shit never ends, and it's never going to stop. And you just never know when it's going to be your time, when you encounter one of them motherfuckers, when you cross paths with one of them motherfuckers. I tell you, get the fuck out of that trap. That ain't nothing but a trap that the devil was setting up for you to try to push your buttons and have you acting irrational because you're no longer thinking intelligence. You're thinking, you're reacting off of your emotions. And emotions can be a deadly, life-changing thing if you don't know how to put your emotions in check. I've had people come to me and be like, yeah, Terry. That's my real name, Terry. Yeah, T. I'm waiting for a motherfucker to break in my house. I can't wait. I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. Even if he is trying to run, I'm gonna kill him. I said, man, don't look. Something wrong with you. It's like, motherfucker, you looking for a reason to kill somebody. I don't want to ever, never, ever have to use my gun. And if somebody break in my house and I see that they're not armed and they trying to leave, go on and get the fuck on. Cause I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to lose my freedom. Because damn sure if you shoot them in the back, it's going to come out in the autopsy. How somebody a threat to you and they got their back turned towards you. Now, I know you can lie and say they shooting back at you or whatever and all that and shit. I mean, it's a tricky situation. But I don't want to ever have to be, I don't never want to be placed in a situation where I got to make a life or death decision. But trust me, you come up in my shit and I'm not looking at your face, I'm looking at your hands. That's first and foremost. I'm looking at your hands. What's in your hands can hurt me, can kill me. I don't give a fuck about your face, your feet, none of that. I'm looking at your hands. And if you armed, you done broke up in the wrong motherfucker's house. Because I'm going to put you down. I'm going to put you on that one-way express trip to Funky Town. And it's a one-way trip, baby. Ain't no coming back from that. Because the way I see it, it's either them or going to be me. And I got to be here for my family, y'all. We all got to be here for our loved ones. Yeah, I got a video I think I did like a year ago, Home Invasions, the aftermath. Um, I firmly believe in use deadly force when you perceive deadly force coming your way. I have no other choice. I have no other recourse. You break up in my house and you got guns. What am I to do? What am I to expect? That you coming in to bake some cookies? You coming in to ask me to use my restroom, my bathroom? No. So, you know, I gotta you a threat to me, and I got to eliminate the threat. I gotta neutralize the threat. Do I want to take somebody up out of here? Hell no. I don't want to do that. But if forced, then I have no other recourse if you force me to do it. But I'm talking about situations where you out in the world and, you know, it could be a road rage incident. It could be, you know, you get into it with somebody at the store. You might accidentally bump against somebody. You just never know what crazy motherfucker you may encounter. And I say, anytime when you are in a situation, you clearly see that the other person is heated and they saying shit and they talking cash shit to you to piss you off, to take you there, don't fall for the okie doke. You too intelligent for that. Walk away. But if they want to bring that fight to you after you don't try to remove yourself from that situation and they following you at that point, still try to walk away. But at the same time, you keep your motherfucking eyes on that motherfucker, on his hands, wherever he can possibly have a gun. Because if you think he motioning, he already don't threaten you, or she already don't threaten you, you got to do what you got to do. Here in Michigan, we have a law called stand your ground, where you don't have to, retreat. We got the castle doctrine. We ain't got to run out of our fucking houses if our homes are invaded. We can stand our ground in our house. It's called the castle doctrine. The world is a crazy place. I'm not telling nobody to be no hermit, live under a rock. Live your life. Live your life to the fullest. Live your life to the fullest and enjoy it. But at the same time, make sure that you are secure. Protect your life at all times. Protect your life and your loved ones. Protect your family at all times. Remember, we living in a devil world, wicked world. Evil it don't stop. It's nonstop. We got to thank the Most High that we are in a position to not be defenseless. You get what I'm saying? We know what time it is. The thing we don't know is what time, the time that devil, that savage, gonna strike. Cause you trust me, if shit ain't never happened to you, or you ain't never been around no crime, or ain't shit never hit you personally, that day will come. Mark my words. And I ain't wishing nothing on you, but what I am wishing is that you be prepared for that day and be ready for that day when that day comes. The way some people have left this world, been killed, been murdered, been butchered up, raped and murdered, man, they got caught slipping, man. They wasn't ready. Fucking savages got the drop on them. And they left this earth, this life, in the most brutal, most painful kind of way, man, because they made that choice not to be ready. Even when you already got a gun, you still got to be ready. Still got to know how to move. And I don't give a fuck how mad you be, how mad you get. Don't never pull your fucking gun out of anger. That's going to get you killed. Or that's going to be the precursor to you having to kill somebody. Because you don't pull your gun, and now they think they think you about to kill them, so they pulling their gun. So now that wasn't your intention. You just wanted to be a dumbass and flex, right? But because you pulled your gun, they pulled theirs, and now you got no choice but to shoot them, or they gonna get you. Because of the split-second dumb decision that you made to do. You made that decision. You have to understand that the second, and you having a heated encounter with somebody, a dispute, heated words, altercation, pulling a gun, that's the most, as far as, escalating, that's the ultimate. It can't get no higher of escalation when a gun is being pulled. You don't took it there. And once when you do that, you don't open up a Pandora's box, because you don't know how That person gonna take it. You don't know who else watching you that got a gun that can get you now. You setting yourself up where you gonna be seen as the aggressor, and the other person can just pop you up and get away with it. That's what happened in the case of my nephew. You're gonna be perceived as the aggressor because they don't give a fuck about what went down, who started it. They don't give a fuck if one of them dudes, punch your mama in the face. They don't care. It all comes down to the final seconds when somebody can say it was self-defense because I was in fear of my life. And this is exactly how that shitbag George Zimmerman got away with, killing Trayvon Martin. Even though he was the initiator, he the one that started the shit, followed, chased down, got his ass whooped, took a gun to a fist fight. But when he was whipping that ass, and allegedly, according to the lawyers, because I watched the case, he was slamming his head up against the pavement like that, and which was some bullshit. But because of that, and Trayvon wasn't around to tell his side of the story, he got off on the shit. You know what I'm saying? So it all comes down to, do you feel that imminent, deadly force is coming your way? Then you got every right to do what you got to do to survive. But I would not recommend ever pulling your gun out of anger in certain situations, especially when you're in a situation where you're arguing with a person that's with other people. You got to assume every one of them motherfuckers is armed. I'll never know, man, why my nephew did what he did. I get why he did it, but I don't know why he did it under those circumstances. The crazy thing, I had a dream about him a couple of nights ago. And that dream was crazy because his father, which is my brother, was in the dream too. My brother no longer here, So they both was together. And we was like in a big ass skyrise penthouse. My brother was chilling. We was looking down at the parking lot. He laying on the hood of like a Mercedes Benz or a BMW or something, like chilling, laying on the hood. Dream crazy as fuck. And then wow. I'm looking at my nephew. And the crazy part is I'm realizing now that he's no longer here, that he's dead. And I'm realizing that in the fucking dream. And right when I was about to ask him, what happened that night, I woke the fuck up. But that dream was so fucking real. It's so much more to life than what we think it is. And I don't know whether it's a form of life after death. I don't know. Everybody that I know that passed away, they gone. They dead. And the question is, what's it like to be dead? What it do? Is it a feeling? What is it like not to exist anymore? Is that a feeling? Non-existence? I mean, I can't think of a time before I was not in my mom's belly when she bore me, when I was born. I don't remember being in her belly. I don't remember. Life is so trippy, man. Like I said in my other live, everybody's scared to die. Everybody want to go to heaven, but don't nobody want to die. Because we don't know. One day we will, but we don't know. And then when it do happen to us, we still ain't gonna know. That's the trippy, crazy part I think personally about death, you don't know that your ass is dead because you don't exist no more. So why fear something that when it do happen to you, you ain't gonna know that it happened to you? Do it make sense? Do it make sense to y'all? Or I'm going off too far in the deep end? Because I think you know, I don't know if it's a, and I'm not trying to offend nobody, I love you. But I don't know if it's something above them clouds or another space called heaven. And I don't know if it's something under the ground called hell where all of the bad people supposed to go. But if you look at it and really see life for what it be, we already in hell. We already in hell. The way this world is set up, man, rich motherfuckers, that's heaven, man. Nigga, be able to afford any motherfucking thing. And I got some rich, like multi-millionaire Gun Freak Nation members and shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't make me kiss their ass or make them think they better. I'm just saying. It's like the way this world is set up. If you got money, man, that's a piece of heaven right there. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make all your problems go away. You got rich motherfuckers, man, offing themselves because they depressed. Look at the comedian. What was the comedian? Robin Williams? Was that the comedian? He famous, man. He took his life. And you know he had millions. But when you are suffering with depression, man, that money don't mean shit. So they see a poor nigga. I'd rather have a rich nigga. Put it this way, I'd rather have a rich person's problem any day than a poor person's problem. Shit. I'm just saying. You believe in what you want to believe in. But I just think, man, when you gone, man. You just don't exist. But who am I? I've seen some strange shit in my lifetime. Shit that just don't make sense, don't add up, had to be from another world or another dimension. I've seen it. Don't make me go back into my, my whatever that was I saw back in 2016. That wasn't no craft. It was like a being, an intelligent ball of fucking fire. A lava ball. Beautiful. I ain't never seen a color like this a day in my life. Reddish orange. Beautiful. Substance. I don't know what the fuck it was. I can't explain it. It ain't meant to be explained because it ain't from here. And I'm gonna die believing that shit. You tell me what can spawn something else that look like molten metal dripping off of this thing, and then it creates another one, and it comes up in this geometry and all that shit, and they just sitting. Then an airplane fly over, and it disappears, goes invisible. Airplane pass, it reappears. Then they go floating off into the clouds, and we lost them in a cloud bank. And I got a snippet of it, and I know y'all tired of me talking about the video that I got because I never showed the motherfucker. I got about 10 hard drives on that shelf there, and it's on one of those 10, and I be lazy sometimes not wanting to go through all them motherfuckers just to find that footage. But yes, it exists. I have it. It's you have to really look at it to see it, because I had an old ass camcorder at the time, all the way back from 2010, and it ain't even HD. And I only use that because my phone had died because I had just got back from the hospital from visiting my mother. And I would always try to stimulate her mind, her brain, since they said she was brain dead. I would always put the phone up to her ear and play all her favorite songs, hoping that it would give her some type of peace and memory or something, or, stimulate her mind or something. So that particular day, I did that, and we was on our way back from the hospital from visiting mom. And that's when I noticed something about 6 or 7 blocks away. Kind of like the level that a helicopter, would be at, as far as the how far up. And my son was brushing off. Dad, that's just a helicopter or airplane. I'm like, nah, son, helicopters or airplanes are loud. They make noise. This is completely silent. And it's just a ball of light. It's not no strobe lights. This is just a ball of light. So I decided to just stick around and chop it up with my son. And they got closer and closer. And then I realized, I said, what the fuck? The only thing I can compare it to is the 1997 Phoenix lights, where people describe these orbs as being reddish, orange, and then it was, look it up. It happened to some real life. 10,000 people in Phoenix seen this craft. All right, look it up. But that's the only thing I can compare it to. So we looking at it, and I remember just how beautiful it was, like the color of it. I wasn't scared or anything like that. I was just mesmerized because I knew I was looking at something otherworldly, right? And one thing that struck me about it was that it was lit up, but it didn't cast no light. It didn't, illuminate anything around it, like a flashlight, like headlights on a car. They all designed to illuminate shit. This shit had the light trap within. And I remember seeing, like, it was like flashing, and it was like shit swirling around it, like energy. Like this, like that. It was shit like that, but at a faster pace. It was shit like that. Then all of a sudden it got brighter and brighter, like somebody turning up a dimmer, right? Then I swear to God, it started making electrical noises, like buzzing sounds when it got real bright. And at the same time that was happening, some liquid shit that looked like molten metal started like dripping off of it. I didn't put one and two together, one and one together, and come up with two back then. All I know is at the same time it started dripping shit that looked like molten metal. Another one spawned up from behind the trees, and that's when our jaws dropped. And I said, I just ran in the house screaming, UFOs, UFOs. My older brother, Kurt, rest in peace, came out, and my niece, Brianna. And I don't know why they didn't get their phones to videotape it, because I ran in to get the camcorder, and when I made it back out, I flipped out the viewfinder. Wasn't nothing coming up in the viewfinder. That's how old that camcorder was. Nothing came up in the viewfinder. So I'm still filming it for a few seconds, right? I'm like, damn, man, I'm aiming right at it, but ain't nothing coming up in the viewfinder. So I didn't think it picked it up. So I just shut it down. It stayed out there for like about 2 to 3 more minutes, as if it wanted us to see it. And the reason why I say it was some type of life form is because it was nothing mechanical about it. It wasn't like a helicopter with rotors and the blade. It wasn't a airplane that have wings and a tail and a cockpit and all that shit. No, it didn't have none of that. This shit was an orb. And imagine lava. Imagine you see a ball of lava, but it's a beautiful reddish orange color, and it's got shit swimming around in it like electricity, like this, but faster, and it's flickering. That's what the fuck I saw. Then all of a sudden it dripped this molten metal, and I putting two and two together. Now I believe that the shit that molten metal, I think it turned into another one. And then they was just sitting up in the sky. It was one right here. The original one that we saw was like right here, and then the other one came up from behind the trees, and then it just went over like that, and it was sitting up there rock solid like that, like some type of geometry. And then they was just rock solid. At one point, an airplane flew over it. That's the part that I got on film, that I caught on video. It was an airplane flew over it. As soon as it went over it, it passed over it, they vanished. Like they just disappeared. When the plane moved on, they reappeared. They was there for like another couple of minutes, and then all of a sudden, they rock solid in the air, treetop level, for at least another 2 minutes, and then they just slowly just took off. Slowly. We tracked them until they went into. We lost track of them when they floated, because they wasn't flying. It was like a glide. They went into a cloud of they went into a bank of clouds, and that's when we lost track. I'll never forget that as long as I live, and I got the video to back me up on it. So it is things in this life that we know of. What I'm trying to say is this thing called life. It's a lot of other things to it that I guess we not allowed to see, or I don't know whether it's from another world. I don't know whether it's from the ocean. I don't know whether it's different dimensions. I've seen shows where they say those UFOs are us from the future, and they don't learn how to manipulate time and can go back in time. I don't know how true that is, but that would be crazy if that scenario was true. But I remember, man, like I was playing with. I have a lot of cats and stuff, right? And from time to time, I'll take one of my lasers and I'll play with the cat. The cat be all fascinated and intrigued by that laser. You know what I'm saying? Like just chasing it, and he ain't paying attention to me. I'm the one that's playing with it. He looking like that and all around and all that and shit. Playing with that damn laser. And I'm like, damn. It's like when one of us see a UFO, or if it's caught on video or something, or from what the people describe it, it's almost like somebody playing with us, like we the fucking pet, and that fucking UFO is the laser. Think about that shit. When I play with them with that laser, I'm going this way, that way, making sharp turns, all that shit, just like how them fucking UFOs be doing. They don't obey the laws of gravity. These motherfuckers can go like that, go like that, go like this, go like that, go and fly 5,000 miles in 5 seconds. They can go up in space and then drop back down ocean level in 2 seconds. It don't obey the law of physics. It don't obey our laws of physics. And a lot of what's been seen is the orbs. You got to remember these orbs. I don't know, man. That shield thing, that force field, that's what's keeping it from not obeying our laws of nature. They got a force field shield around that shit. And let me tell y'all something else. If you remember back in November and December and January, we had a big ass UFO flap on the East Coast, mainly in New Jersey, and then it was in certain parts of New York, like the Bronx, Harlem. People were seeing these so-called drones. Let me be perfectly clear. they were drones, but it was also something else too. Nobody really want to talk about the orbs that were seen. All of the videos where people filmed the orbs, they were taken down. Even on YouTube, they were taken down. Word from sources that I know of, those orbs were showing up. When they would try to intercept them with an airplane or a helicopter, or get close to them, they tend to blank out. They tend to run away. When those orbs appeared, the United States government purposely sent those drones up because they knew that if the drones got close enough, it was going to chase them away. They didn't want people to see them. The fact of the matter is, those were drones, and then it was orbs that was there. Those orbs, they some type of life form. I don't know where they come from, but yes, they do exist. I saw one up close and personal. Can't nobody tell me shit. I'll tell you, that was just a Chinese like bullshit. I know what the fuck I saw, and I still filmed some of it. And I'm going to show some of that. I'm going to show it one day. So what that has to do with death, I don't know. I don't know what that thing was that I saw. I didn't feel threatened about it. It was like a peaceful feeling. I would love to know if it was an afterlife and I see all my people again. I see my sister. I see my dad, my mom, my two brothers, my nephews. Man, that would be like just amazing. And in that world, they got it right where you ain't got to have no system where you got to be, everything is all for love. You know what I'm saying? There is no money system. Therefore, it ain't going to be no, selfishness and, people stepping all over you and willing to do any and everything for a dollar. You know what I'm saying? Everything there is, you pay it through love. You gonna have everything you want and need, and you ain't got to ever worry about your health or none of that shit. You ain't bound. You ain't stuck in the human body no more. You in your highest form now. There is no illnesses. There is no reason to have hate in your heart. Man, that would truly be like having to have it like that, Who knows, man? But one thing for sure, and two for certain, is that we won't be able to come back and tell nobody when it's our time to go. That's what make me think, shit, you just don't exist no more. No, some people swear up and down they don't see spirits. I think I don't saw some. I don't know what that is. But some people believe that they exist. Part of me thinks so too. But a part of me don't think so, because as much as my people, my parents, especially my sister and my nephews, they'd be fucking with me every fucking night. You hear me? They would definitely let me know that they're around. My parents too, especially my mom. Man, I had a mom that spoiled the fuck out of me and my dad too. But my mom was overbearing. Even long after I had moved out, she didn't like no woman that man. I don't get it. But I miss her so much. Cuss me out one more time, mama. I miss you. Just cuss me out one more time, damn it. Shit. But life is so short, man. We got to do our best to live our best. You know what I'm saying? And love, treat people how you would like to be treated. Have love for one another. Have love for one another. Just so you can be a good person. You know, sharing is caring, man. Compassion. That's what it's all about. Having compassion, but not to the point to where you're weak and let that devil, that demon, that funky savage get the drop on you. Never, never to that extent. At the end of the day, we all got good and bad in us. It's about the good overcoming the bad. We can all go there. We human, man. We are some emotional beings, all right? But we can't always let that drive our intelligence, our decisions, our choices. We can't base that off of our emotions or what we going through at that time, because that could be dangerous. It will trigger an event that you will not be able to walk back from. I've been in many situations where I felt like pulling my gun. I ain't gonna lie. People be pissing me the fuck off, and I just wanna, oh, motherfucker, don't fuck with me. Get the fuck out my way. You did. But I be wanting to do it so bad. But T is smarter than that. T loves his freedom. T don't want to have no remorse having to put somebody down because I initiated it by pulling my gun, and when I see them pull their gun, I get them or they get me. So don't pull your fucking gun to begin with, unless they trying to pull it on you. You got to you got to be ready to take the fight to them once they seek you out and try you. Don't pass that fucking test. Don't fail the test. Pass they fucking test by sending they stinking asses to Funky Town. I know I'm gonna try to hold on to my dear life as long as I can. That's why I'm trying to do right, eat right, and act right. You did? Cause I'm trying to be here. I'll be blessed. I hope I live to my 70s, man, and 80s. Oh Lord Jesus, man. But the thing of it is, we all got our day. We all, we gotta go one day. And when I do go, I don't want y'all to never forget about me. Never forget about me. Bring me up, like, this is why I fuck with Dr. T. She like, T, you saving lives. I don't got messages from people. Oh man, it's because of you. I done went on about my first gun, man. That means the world to me. But when I'm no longer here, just say I was just one crazy like a fox, badass, cussing ass motherfuckers who wanted other motherfuckers to live and be savage ready. That's all I ever wanted. I don't want. You ain't got no damn business being a victim. You ain't out there messing with nobody. You ain't fucking with nobody. You ain't out there playing around. You ain't doing nobody dirty. You doing good deeds. You working hard, hustling harder to give your family, your loved ones a good life. People struggling as it is. And you doing your best to keep food on the table, on that plate. Keep the lights on, keep food in your refrigerator. Then you gotta worry about some ain't shit funky ass savage coming up in there doing harm to you. That's so wrong. And you don't deserve that. But at the same time, you deserve to want to be able to fight back when that situation happens. Love yourself, love your family. Get a gun and protect your family. Life is so short. I may be here right now. Y'all might get word tomorrow or next week or next year or whatever that I'm not here no more. You ain't got to come to my funeral. Just remember me. Remember me. It's just being the person that gave a fuck. You know what I'm saying? The person that don't want to see no victims, no women getting brutalized and raped and killed, and people getting their house broken into and they raping them and killing them and all that shit, man. Nah, man, that's disgusting. That's unrighteous. That's wicked. And the Bible says you got to combat that. You got to arm up against these demons, against this devil. You got to realize that it's forces in this world that's aligned against us. It ain't just a poor, it could be a rich ass savage. It could be, evil is evil when it's gonna come in every motherfucking shade and every walk of life. It would disguise itself. You would be thinking that motherfucker your best friend. Shit. You gotta be careful on how you move. The way you move and who you moving with, who you moving around. You got to keep an eye on everybody. You can't really trust nobody nowadays. Other than your shit, sometimes even family members. Y'all take care of yourselves. Mentally, physically, and you know what I'm saying? Materially with that motherfucking gun. Physically take care of yourself. You just never know when your time is up. But please don't let it be at the hands of that savage or that devil. You hear me? We gotta keep fighting the powers that be. You hear me? Like that Public Enemy song and the Isley Brothers Fight the Power. And that's the I mean, I didn't mean to say fight the government. I'm just saying, we ain't gonna have no choice if it's tyranny. That's what this 2A is about. All right. I don't want no ATF or FBI showing up at my door saying I'm trying to incite some type of uprising. I know they like to talk about all them dictators in the Middle East, how they squash them fucking uprisings over there, right? And they the worst of the worst because they put them down. Man, this government will put your motherfucking ass down so fast. If they even think it's about to be an uprising, they're gonna send the fucking guard in. The National Guard is coming in, my nigga. So they can talk all that shit. Oh, these brutal ass dictators. Do some shit over there. Go to Washington, D.C. and get armed up, and it's 50,000 of y'all with ARs and shit, and see what's gonna happen to y'all. They will drop a fucking bomb on y'all asses. This government is cutthroat than a motherfucker. And I love my country. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I'll blow a funky ass savage away. I love my country. But it's run by a bunch of fucking idiots, man, that don't give a fuck about none of us. It's all about the haves and the have-nots. And we the have-nots compared to they super rich asses. It ain't about no racism no more, man. It's about classism. Get with the fucking times. It's us against them. That's the way they wanted it to be. Then they try to pass all these bullshit ass unjust gun control bills, man, which only benefit the fucking criminals. It don't benefit us. What the fuck are we supposed to do if we don't have guns, or you making it difficult for me to acquire one? What am I supposed to do? How are we supposed to take care of our families, protect our families, if they don't want us to do that, if they trying to take away our guns? This is why I could never live in New York. In all my life, that's all I ever wanted to go, is to New York. Look at the what's the damn Statue of Liberty. I wanted to go when the trade towers was still there. But I don't want to go no more. I don't want to go there no more because New York hate guns. They hate law-abiding citizens with guns, making them be victims when a criminal or crazy motherfucker decides to go on a killing spree. You can't protect yourself. Look what that motherfucker did in Buffalo, New York. That racist piece of shit. Went in that store, that top store, killing all them elderly black women, man. I'll be glad when they execute his ass. But imagine if more people would have been armed, because the guard was armed, but the guard did not know that racist savage had on body armor, right? So the guard landed a shot, but it didn't do shit but give away his position. And that racist savage immediately responded and sent a burst of rounds his way, taking him out instantly. Damn. The damage a fucking AR-15 can do. He dropped instantly. We got to be armed against motherfuckers like that, man. We got to be armed and ready. You just never know. You never know. Anyway, Gun Freak Nation, I'm about to, jump off this bitch. But I love y'all. God bless Gun Freak Nation, man. I don't know what I would do without y'all. Without y'all, this channel ain't shit. And it's hard for me sometimes. YouTube is trying to break my reel. First and foremost, back in 2022, my channel was hijacked on September 31st. I don't know if September got 31 days. All I know, it was the last day of September. And that motherfucker hijacked the channel, posting all kind of scam shit. And he changed the name of the channel. Those who rock with me, you know when that shit went down, right? So I had to prove to YouTube that it wasn't me. And the crazy thing about YouTube, you can't get in touch with YouTube on YouTube. I had to go over on Twitter. It was called Twitter. It's X now, but I had to go over there on Twitter. It is they got some Twitter groups called Team YouTube, and it was another one. So I told them what happened. They gonna look into it, and when I proved that it wasn't me, they gave me my shit back. I had my shit back for like 6 hours before YouTube took it down again. It was another part of YouTube that didn't know that my shit had been hijacked, so they removed me because of the content that the hacker was posting on my shit on my channel. He was posting all kind of Bitcoin and crypto, all that bullshit, scam shit. So they took the channel down thinking it was me. So once again, I had to prove to YouTube that I had no control over that. The hacker kicked me out of my own shit, changed the password, phone number, everything. So once when I was able to prove it, they gave it back to me. It took almost 2 months for me to get my shit back. But I can't help to think, once when I got my channel back, my shit stopped growing. I was getting like 100 to 200 new subscribers at one point every month. And I can't help but think that did they leave that shadow ban on me when they gave me my channel back? Did they take the shadow ban down too? Because they took the channel away because of the scam shit that the hacker was posting on my shit, uploading on my shit, going live from my shit. I don't know, but I do know that the channel was being shadow banned. That's what I'm getting at, y'all. Too many people have come to me telling me how they've been unsubscribed. Too many people have said, I didn't get this notification. Even though I got that bell clicked, I'm not getting notifications from you. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not going to let it stop me. We're going to push forward. I need more of y'all to just stop watching, but take action by hitting that like button. My last live got like almost 700 views, but I only got 80 likes. Come on, man. We can do better than that. Even better than that, hit the subscribe button. Push me through that glass ceiling that they're trying to trap me in. More people need to hear the message. More people need to realize that it ain't all, milk and honey out here in these streets. We got the devil himself. We need to be ready at all times. Gun Freak Nation, I need y'all to be ready. If you ready, guess what? If you already ready, you ain't got to get ready because you already ready. Don't let nobody stop you from buying a gun. Oh, man, you can spend that on some Jordans, man. You know how much weed you can buy with that. You can get man, you don't need no gun and all that. What you need a gun for? But you got this, man. I got a Louisville Slugger over there. I even got one that got some nails in it, The Walking Dead bat. You dig? Man, come on. Don't listen to nobody like that. Them fools, man. Don't be no sucker. Don't be that man that got to watch his woman get took advantage of and she begging and pleading, and the more she cry, the harder they dick get. Because you got sadistic motherfuckers that's out there that's like that. So I'm begging y'all, at this point, in this day and age and time, and in this space, you need that gun. You need to make sure that it's reliable and go to the range. Send some shots down range. Try some self-defense rounds, because a lot of people make the mistake and be like, I don't want to, those are pricey. I ain't about to, shoot some of my bullets that cost like $50 for them hollow points. No. When you get a gun, get the full metals for the range, but also take a few of your hollow points. Whatever hollow points you decide to use, that's up to you. Make sure that you put at least no more than 4 to 5 of them hollows in there. And if it go through all 5, you good to go. Because one thing you don't want to do is in the shit hit the fan situation, you got savages breaking in your house. And you have your Funky Town center, but it don't go bang. It just go click, 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 click. Come on. You don't want that to happen. You know, so make sure that you test out your self-defense ammo. Make sure you test that out and that you comfortable with the gun, because man, anything goes nowadays. Anything goes. I love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow night, hopefully. I agree with you. Absolutely. You want to send the savages to the hospital or to the morgue. One or the other. You want the meat wagon to come and pick their funky asses up. They shouldn't have broken your house. I've heard of horror stories where they done broke in and, you know, rape the man and the woman and then make them, you know, go down in the kitchen and make them breakfast, cook for them. I've heard of widow shit like that, man. You know, we don't have no control over another person's actions, but we can have preemptive measures and, you know, set up that when they try us, they can attempt all they want to, but that attemption doesn't mean it's gonna be successful, because we gonna repel they dirty ass. We gonna repel those motherfuckers all the way back to the gates of Funky Town. Okay? We gonna repel them and send them to Funky Town if we have to. So don't listen to no fool that tell you you don't need a gun, or you shouldn't have a gun, and you a coward. You know, don't listen to those idiots, man. Some people, listen, man. I don't give a fuck how smart, intelligent, and righteous you are. It doesn't mean a thing in a world full of dumbass motherfuckers. It don't mean shit, your intelligence, how smart you are, in a world full of dumbass motherfuckers and savages. So do you. Don't listen to nobody. People that try to disarm you and talk you out of it for whatever reason, they don't have your best interests at heart. For all you know, them motherfuckers might be trying to set you up for the overplay underlay in the future. You just never know. You can't trust nobody nowadays. That's real talk right there. Palmetto State Armory, I love you. You the best. But it's been 5 days now, and I still ain't received my email saying that my Jackal 9 lower hasn't shipped. Damn. Then when I went to check, they sold out, y'all. They out of stock. So I get it. It's probably 100 to 200, maybe 2,000 people ahead of me, and I guess they, you know, this the longest. Usually when I order from PSA, it might take up. It usually take 2 days when I get the email saying my shit no shipped out. It's shipped. Then once I get that notification, within maybe 2 days, 2 to 3 days, I'll have my shit. And that's if it's going to a FFL or to my front, you know, porch. They usually be fast. I want that. I wanted the Jackal 9. And I wanted the one specifically that got the F9. Is it called the F9 brace? F5 brace? F9, whatever. It's aluminum, man. That it makes it look like a baby scar. Because when I got rid of the MPX, I said, I got to get something nicer. Well, I ain't going to say it's nicer, but I'm saying I got to get something just as nice to replace it with, but less expensive. And what I like about the Jackals, the main ones, like the 5.56, 223, 308s, and all that shit, they long stroke, piston long stroke driven or whatever. Now, the Jackal, they didn't put that technology into it. It's just a straight blowback, but that ain't shit to me. It's a 9mm. You know what I'm saying? And I got the brace on it. So 9mm, that ain't shit. You know, my shit ain't got to be roller delayed. Blowback or whatever they call that shit. Short piston, long piston stroke. I don't know. Then I got my eyes set on the Jackal and 300 Blackout. Then they got their version of the fucking Mark 18. You can't make this shit up. They got the Sabre 18. And now they got the PSA 18, which is the cheaper version of the Sabre 18. But it looked just like the Sabre 18. It's just that some of the, Sabre 18 got that FM barrel in it. The PSA 18, I might get it. It's only $530. I might get it. Keep in mind, I had the real deal Holyfield. I had the real fucking Daniel Defense Mark 18. And my dumb ass, I ain't gonna call myself dumb. I just got tired of it. To me, I didn't really give a fuck about it being a Daniel Defense. To me, it was just another motherfucking AR-15. To be honest with you, the AR that I miss is that Radical. The Radical Firearms one. The one that had that funky, big ass grip on it. That big Harrow 4 grip thing. Yeah, that was my trademark at one point, my brother. And I got rid of it. It's sitting in Spencer's shop right now. And I thought about several times getting it back from him. But he got that shit marked up like $888. And I only paid $600 for the motherfucker. And then if I try to get it back, nigga, my brother Spencer, you gonna charge me for the upgrades that I put on the gun? Like that brace? I paid $250 for that brace. But it is what it is. I sold it to him, so hey man, he got to make his money back. But that's the reason why I ain't bought it, because I'm not about to buy it a second time and pay hundreds of dollars more than what I paid for it initially. And I'm the one that put them upgrades on that bitch, But I don't know how I got on that topic. But yeah, I don't miss the Daniel Defense Mark 18. I'll take a PSA 18 all day, baby. See, one thing about all these so-called high-end premium guns, you can't really use them for self-defense. I get it. Home invasion, home defense. But you're going to be fucking hurt if you have to, utilize one of them in the event of a home invasion. The police gonna take it and it's go in the evidence room. Whether you unalive that funky savage, kill his funk ass, or you injure him, any way it goes, they are taking your gun. I was gonna say confiscate, but I can't pronounce that word. So they're gonna take your gun, and you don't know when you're gonna get it back or if you get it back. Now, I had a $2,000 MPX that I sold for some good money. I would hate like a motherfucker they take that, and then I had to get lawyers and all that stuff to try to get my shit back, and that's if they grant it back to me. right? But that sub $500 Marauder Spooky Electric 2.0 with the super safety trigger in it, I don't mind them taking that. Because I can just go and build me another one. Sub power $500. That's a hell of a lot better than them taking a $2,000 gun. I'd rather for them to take a $400 gun. No, it doesn't matter the price. Or her so-called cheap. It's all about reliability. A lot of people to this day want to talk down on PSA and call them like a bootleg, budget, poor man's and all that. You the poors. Fuck you. I've had the best of the best, some of the most finest, some of the most baddest, top-notch fucking guns. Why? Because I could and because I wanted to. And because I was playing all them fucking video games, Battlefield, Call of Duty, Medal of Honor, Ghost Recon. And I said, you know what? I want these motherfuckers in real fucking life. And nigga, I manifested that shit. Made it happen. But now my juices is gone. The thrill is gone. And I didn't do some of the guns justice. I had got that MPX back in 2020. Maybe shot it 3 times. I had got the Galil Ace back in 2020. Shot it 1 time. Got the PS90 back in 2021. Only shot it 1 time. So I'm a collector more than a shooter. That's what I'm getting at. You know, ain't nothing wrong with being a fucking collector. You ain't got to be no fucking range warrior. Can't stand you motherfuckers. Always talking shit. You fucking range fucking warriors. Think you're a warrior because you go in there to shoot a fucking piece of paper that ain't gonna shoot back. God, bring your ass in my hood for 5 minutes and let's see how long you survive, you fucking range warrior. Let's see how long you survive. You talk shit about me saying T, your ass ain't been in the range over a fucking year. I don't have to go to the range. I just have to know is my gun's gonna be functional. I go there for function tests, and I go there for fun sometimes too. But I'm razor fucking focused sharp on these motherfucking savages in the hood. I'm gonna make sure I keep my eyes on them, not like a lax motherfucker like you, fucking range warrior. Y'all get on my fucking nerves. You know I'm fucking with you though. You know what I'm saying? Hey, knock yourself out, but stop coming for me. Talking your shit. I had somebody make a comment now. T, why you clutch your gun like that when you got a vertical grip? My brother. That's the reason why I would grab the mag rail, because I did not. It's a certain way. It's not a vertical grip, it's an angled grip, but you cannot hold it like it's a vertical grip. And believe it or not, ATF be watching. They came to my house. They be watching. So I wasn't gonna be holding that motherfucker. Matter of fact, if you go over to Strike Industries website, you will see that angled grip and you will see a video. In that video, they tell you not to hold it like that, but to grip it more as if it's a hand stop. So that's why I wasn't gripping it now. And the shit hit the fan situation, yes, I'm gonna grip that motherfucker like I grip my dick. Alright, I'm gonna grip the fuck out of it. I'm gonna grip the fuck out of it. So yes, that's the reason why I shot it the way I shot it. You know, just make sure that your gun reliable. And that it don't take a rocket scientist to utilize one. You aim it at the threat, you pull the trigger, and until that threat is no longer a threat. But you got to make sure that that gun is going to be reliable. And then I'm even going to go a step further. Learn your gun inside and out. Know how to break it down, lube it up, clean it up, lube it up. Learn how to do all that shit. Know your gun as if it's an extension of you. You know what I'm saying? That is your life vest. Okay? That's your lifeline. That's what's going to give you that opportunity to repel that stinking ass demon when they come in your house. And you can tell they demons. You can see it in their eyes. Eyes be all bloodshot red and shit. Their dicks all hard. They're devils. They're demons. And they come to attack you. But you know what it says in the Bible. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. We cannot let the devil win. We cannot let these stinking savages win. We can't let them win. This is a war. A spiritual war, man. Spiritual warfare is being fought right now, every day. It just makes me, question, like, what's next, man? What's going to happen next? When is the next active shooter coming? When is the next mass shooter or mass stabbing? When is that coming? When is another school shooting or another shooting at a movie theater or mall? When is it coming? Because we all know that it's going to happen, that it's going to come. We know that. And because we know that we live in a world like this, unpredictable, this is why we are ready. And this is why I salute every single one of y'all. Because I know y'all out there watching me right now, and I know that Funky Town Sender is somewhere close by, if not already on your lap. Because a lot of people will hit me up saying they love watching my fucking videos with their gun in their lap. And I appreciate that. I love you, man. I love you, woman. Take care of yourselves. And treat others like you want to be treated. Y'all a blessing. Gun Freak Nation, y'all a blessing. Thank you for your time. Because time is so precious and, time is so short. Our time here. You can be doing a billion other things or on somebody else's channel, but you choose to watch me. Thank you for fucking with me. Thank you for rocking with Gun Freak Nation. We don't hate nobody. Listen, we may be imitated, but we can never be duplicated. You feel me? Often imitated, but never duplicated. I love y'all. I want y'all to have a good night. You hear me? God bless. Listen, y'all stay armed. Stay responsible with your firearms. Stay righteous. And God bless. Gun Freak Nation, I love you. Salute.